All right, let's get ready for some epic animal showdowns. To figure out who's the strongest, fastest, or even the most surprising, we're going to need a rule book. And that rule book, it's all about English comparisons. Let's jump in.
Okay, first up in the ring, we've got the mighty polar bear going head-to-head with a house cat. Yep, you heard me. The question is pretty simple. Who's faster? What do you think?
And the winner is, well, neither of them. Believe it or not, it's a tie. Our source material says a cat is as fast as a polar bear. I know, right? I was surprised too. And this actually brings us to the very first rule of our showdown.
So yeah, welcome to our surprising tie round. See, when two contenders are perfectly matched in some way, we need a special tool to talk about it. And that tool is the phrase as. It's really simple. You use this to show that two things are equal in some specific quality. You just take an adjective, like fast or big, and you slot it right in the middle. That's it.
And it turns out the animal kingdom is full of these surprising dead heats. For example, a wolf is as fast as a zebra. A rhinoceros is as fast as a polar bear, and get this, some skunks are actually as big as cats. Who knew?
But let's be honest, ties are interesting, but we came here to see a winner. So what happens when it's not a tie? How do we declare a champion when one is clearly better than the other?
And that brings us to round 2, picking a winner. This is where we start comparing the differences and really see who comes out on top.
So let's imagine we've got a gazelle racing a zebra. The data is in, and it's clear. One is faster and one is slower. The stage is set for a clear victory. And the result is in. The gazelle is faster than the zebra. That little phrase right there, faster than, that's the key. That's our tool for this round. It creates a clear winner and loser.
So how do we build these phrases? It's pretty easy. Here's the rule book. For short, one-syllable words like fast, you just add "er." For longer words, 2 syllables or more like colorful, you just put the word more or less right in front of it. So fast becomes faster and colorful becomes more colorful. Easy enough, right?
Okay, so we've handled the one-on-one matchups, but what about the championship round, the final event where we find the undisputed number 1? It is time for the main event, crowning the champion.
The finalists for the title of fastest animal are entering the arena. We've got the greyhound, the fox, the rabbit, and the cheetah. 4 incredible athletes, but only one can take home the trophy.
So they're all incredibly fast. We know one is faster than another. But that's not what we need to know now. We need to know which one of them is the fastest of all.
And the champion is crowned. The cheetah is the fastest. This phrase, the fastest, is our ultimate tool. It elevates one competitor above every single other one in the group.
So here's our final rule. To crown a champion using a short word, you add the before it and stick est on the end. So slow becomes the slowest. And for the longer words, you use the most or the least, which turns graceful into the most graceful.
Now, the cool thing is, these rules don't just work for physical stuff like speed and size. We can apply the exact same logic to more, well, abstract ideas.
Let's open up some new battlegrounds. We can compare which animal is more colorful or which one is more graceful. We can even decide which souvenir is more expensive or which food is more delicious. The rules always work the same way.
For instance, if we're judging gracefulness, our source points out a pretty clear loser in that category with this perfect example. The elephant is the least graceful. That shows you exactly how the superlative works for longer words.
Let's look at another one. In a one-on-one showdown for vibrancy, the fish is more colorful than the frog. There's our comparative rule for long words in action.
But then, if we add a bird to the competition, the whole game changes. Now the bird is the most colorful of all. You see that? We went from a simple comparison to crowning the ultimate champion.
So after all these showdowns, what have we learned? Well, you've just armed yourself with a complete comparison toolkit. Let's recap it real quick. To compare equals, you use as. To compare differences between two things, you use or more than. And to find the number 1 in a group, you use the, est, or the most. That's it. That's your complete guide to any showdown you can think of.
And now, I've got a final challenge for you. Our sources tell us that a hummingbird is lighter than a coin, but a box jellyfish has 24 eyes. So I'll leave you with this. Which one of those facts is more surprising? That's for you to decide. Thanks for joining this explainer.